This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Yay Networks.
Parenting is such a breeze, oh, but it would bring you to your knees if it weren't for Chatty Daddies. Oh yeah, the Chatty Daddies.
Welcome to a very special episode of the Chatty Daddies. We are back in the same room for what? The second time we've ever recorded this podcast?
This is the second time we've ever been in the same room.
Yeah. That's crazy. A podcast during the pandemic is pretty much how this whole thing got started.
Yeah,
it's true.
Like many babies. A lot of you Chatty Daddies listening became Chatty Daddies because of the pandemic.
And I became a daddy during the pandemic.
We're not pregnant during the pandemic, right? Conception.
Conception was pre-pandemic,
Yeah.
not pre-coronavirus, though.
Right.
Coronavirus existed before Quaid was conceived.
Okay.
And then lockdown
True.
happened. Then birth of a baby.
Do you know there's been babies that were born during the pandemic and then those parents created another baby during the pandemic?
nuts,
so that
man.
you came out with... Maybe you didn't see Brian for the whole pandemic time, and next time you see Brian, you got 2 children.
I love seeing videos on social media of a pandemic kid who's never been in public before, never been in a grocery store or a mall, and the parents are taking their, 13-month-old kid out, and they're just like, there's so much sensory overload of this giant store, and what's a shopping cart? People. And they're just, babies are just like taking it all in.
I read an article about they're called pandemic babies, and for some reason, and no, not for some reason, it's because they haven't been around people.
Yeah.
So these babies are very clingy to their parents.
Yeah, kind of like a pet.
Yeah,
like a dog.
And so there's a lot of babies when they see a human, like, hey, they put their arms out there, they don't give a damn. They'll just go over to whoever. These pandemic babies are so used to mom and dad that they will refuse.
Wow. Yeah.
And they will throw tantrums and cry until the end of time, until their parents come back.
Now, I took Quaid to Target for the first time. Kara and I both took Quaid. We're like, we're going to go out. We're going to check out what's going on in Target these days, and took him around. He waved at everybody.
Cute.
He did? Okay, good.
He loved every second of it. He's one of the best babies on the planet. He's never cried in public.
It's good.
Yeah. I take him to the grocery store now because it's hot outside. We can't do a walk. Normally we'd go walk around the neighborhood. So I'll take him to the grocery store and he'll wave at people and start yelling. And I just take him. Sometimes our air conditioner went out, actually. And so I just was like, I'll go walk around the grocery store for an hour until Kara gets done with work. And then we went over to my in-laws' house, which we can get into if we need to, because my air conditioner just completely took a shit.
Just the worst.
Like, it sounded like it.
Oh.
And this is your first house, right? This is the first house you've ever owned.
First house I've ever owned, and we've had it for about 15 months. No, hang on. Let me do the math better than that. It's got to be like 18 months, year and a half. And there's been one issue before with the dishwasher that just stopped working, and now the air conditioner went out, and we didn't know what to do. Do you know how to fix an air conditioner?
No.
What do you do?
I know that.
Call someone.
I know there's like a little tray sometimes that gets clogged and they got to go replace it and stuff. But aside from that, I don't know.
And everybody has a theory. Oh, it's frozen up. Oh, it's a clog. Oh, maybe there's a loose wire. Sure, whatever. And so I was Googling looking for what it might be because it's flashing this code at me. It's got a little light that flashes at me, and it says, could be a gas leak, could be a bad board, and you're getting the wrong code. So no one even knows. It's
great.
Like, okay, great. This doesn't help me at all. So we had to call the guy.
Yeah.
You have to call the guy.
You got a guy?
No.
Oh, you
need a guy.
The guy. We have to call somebody.
Do you have a guy that got a guy?
No.
Wow, Trey, you need a guy.
So
But the AC?
did you just Google?
No, we have a home warranty.
That's the way to go, man.
You know why we have a home warranty? Because
Did I convince you?
Yes, Nick Adams, before buying the home, was like,
Did you get a home warranty, JC? You just moved. You need to get a
I
home
do.
warranty.
I do have a home warranty.
Yeah, good.
Of course.
And so, yeah, we re-upped it. It was a year whenever we first got it. Now it's, we re-upped it. It's like $500 to get it.
Yeah.
And then it's $75 every time somebody comes out. It's a sweet gig.
So, every year you're paying $500. But since I have that home warranty now, even if I can fix something, I'd rather fix it the correct way.
Yeah. I'll
just pay $75 for someone to come out and check it out.
Right.
You know?
I don't know, because I feel like fixing something in the house makes me feel like such a badass.
Sure.
I talk about this all the time. Guys, I fixed a garbage disposal.
That's pretty impressive.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell whoever wants to listen about that story that I fixed a garbage disposal.
And then you have trouble now having a guy come in and fix stuff for you.
Because our garbage disposal in the new house went out. And I come home, I went to the gym, come home, there's a freaking guy in my kitchen. And I'm like, who's this?
Yeah.
It's like I'm getting cheated on. Like, he might as well have been in my bedroom having sex with my wife.
I've seen videos that start that way.
Yeah. And so I'm like, I go in the room and I go, Kinsey, what's going on? And she goes, the garbage disposal wasn't working right. And I was like, well, you're looking at the man who literally fixed the garbage disposal in the old house, and you brought another guy in? Our old house still has the same garbage disposal. It passed the inspection from a professional. And you hired another. I was heated, man.
It'd be bad if she was like, oh, yeah, Doug's here. And you're like, who's Doug?
Yeah, who's Doug?
How do you know this guy by name?
Listen, I got guys, but I don't have a garbage disposal guy because I am the garbage disposal guy in my house. And also the electrician for certain things.
Right. And so the guy comes over, and I don't know. I'm an awkward human being. Just
from time to time.
In general,
yeah. You're like 5'7". You have bright red hair.
Yeah.
So awkward.
Sometimes I'm a cool guy. There are times where I don't know why my brain connects the right wires, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm cool, calm, collected, whatever. And then there are other times where I'm just like, I don't know, I'm awkward. And so I'm trying to convince myself to not be the awkward guy when the guy comes into your house,
especially around a manly man that's doing something. He's fixing something in your castle.
Yeah,
and so it's
my house.
Already demasculating or emasculating? It's already
emasculating.
An emasculating situation.
Yeah. And so I was like hyping myself up before he comes in the door. I'm like, all right, this is your house. Then you tell him what to do. And so
Trey sees him drive up in the driveway, and he starts going,
Yep, exactly. Right. Hey.
Please don't be that guy. I feel like you were the guy that was standing behind him as he was working.
Looking over his shoulder.
With like a beer or some drink.
Did I tell you the story?
No, but I'm just telling you how I feel you are.
Do not ruin my story. So I'm like, all right, cool. He comes in. I'm like, hey, how's it going? He's like, hey, you have a problem with your air conditioner? He's Italian, by the way. So he's got
that makes the story more fun.
He's got a thick accent.
So you had Mario come out, huh?
Well,
or Luigi.
Listen,
are we rooting?
What are we doing?
We should know.
First of all,
because he's an AC repairman right now, not a plumber.
Our bad. Mario was not a plumber. That's right. So
Mario was a plumber.
He was a plumber.
He is a plumber. Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
So the point is that I open the door and I'm like, hey, what's going on? This right here is where the air conditioner is.
Like he doesn't know.
This wire is. I don't have it in the attic. It's just like out in a.
You were mansplaining.
That's good.
You were mansplaining.
We got to give him the lay of the land. Like, hey, it's over there.
Yeah.
Right here. All right, so I looked up the code online, said it could be this, that, and the other thing, and he kind of bends down and starts looking at it, and I get up like 4 inches from him and kind of like leaning over his shoulder, and I'm like, you see that wire right there? I was gonna reconnect that wire, but it looked like in the wire diagrams I found online. He's like, oh, Google. All the new generation just wants to Google, and he kind of is like looking at me like, get away from me.
Away.
And so I kind of got the vibe, and I realized, all right, so he knows what he's doing. I need to let go because I was turning into the guy from those Progressive commercials where he's like, wait, you hired him. Don't help.
Yeah.
You hired
the dad, like, don't be your dad commercials.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, I'm going to slink away. And within 3 minutes, the whole thing is fixed.
Wow.
It's done. So what he did, he got up, he went to the bathroom and started washing his hands and stuff. And I was like, this guy just thinks he can do whatever he wants in my house. Like, I gotta, this is what I was telling myself beforehand. I need to be more assertive.
So he needed to ask permission
to
use your bathroom to wash his hands?
That's right.
Excuse me.
No.
Sir, can I just wash my hands real fast? Which sink should I use?
Oh, yeah. You're just walking into...
Here's why he didn't do it, Trey. Because you were freaking standing over his shoulder, and you were that guy.
Yeah, you disrespected him. Now he has to disrespect you.
Does he come over to the radio station and tell you like, I would have hit the button right there to go to break? That's the equivalent.
You're
What if he said, "Hey, I Googled it, and I
correct,
think I
but
should
that
hit
means
that
I'm not going to go pee in his bathroom because he did that.
No, he said, F this guy. I'm not going to ask him for crap.
Wait, so he went to the restroom?
He goes into my bathroom, and apparently my AC is connected to the sink in my bathroom. And that's where the clog was. So whenever he ended up making, he just... This whole story is taken 20 times longer than he was in my house.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's really hard to tell a story with us, isn't it?
The storm door was still shutting. By the time, but he walked in my door, I opened the storm door, and you know how it kind of slowly closes. He was able to get back out before the storm door closed all the way. So all of this has happened in a span of 3 minutes. And so he goes, all right, this PVC pipe, cuts the PVC pipe, puts a little air blower into the hole he just made, and goes and flushes it like a plumber would, turning him in to Mario.
Oh,
The
no.
Italian. That was how you stepped on
Full
my
circle.
There you go. So I don't know that story was well
I liked
told. It got stepped on quite a bit. I don't know that I ruined it. I don't know if you
Maybe
ruined
we shouldn't
it.
be in person. We need to go back, and then we wouldn't be talking over each other as much.
We're too excited.
But that was how my week-long vacation ended.
So we need to tell other chatty daddies and chatty mommies, don't get mad, because this is solely for the guys. We're the ones that do this. When you hire someone to come help at your house, don't stand over them, because I've done this, and you'll hold your little beer and you're like, like you're questioning what they're doing.
I want to know for next time.
That's true. That's a good point, Trey.
You're not going to be able to do it next time.
Yeah, you're goddamn right I am.
You're going to forget.
I know exactly how to do it
No,
now.
you're going to forget.
But the problem is I don't have one of those air compressor
Yeah.
thingies, so I'm just gonna get like a one of those like a straw and just like. Is that good? And cold again? Is the AC working again?
JC, between you and me,
Yeah.
we need to, this is just for the listener. We'll peel the curtain back a little bit. In radio, when someone's telling a story like Trey was, we shouldn't get so far ahead where we start trying to make jokes and like guessing, because
We ruin his
that
joke.
might be the punchline.
Exactly. And it happens all the time.
All the time.
On our radio show.
So I gotta try to.
Well, you have the best punch out, and somebody says it 2 seconds
And
into
2
your.
seconds
You're like, never
into the
mind.
story.
Well, I got 3 more minutes of a pointless story now.
I think Trey is gonna have to call BetterHelp after we just destroyed
Oh,
his
Trey,
feelings.
you might. Our friends at BetterHelp, they can help with a lot of things, Trey. Can I tell you what they help with?
Maybe they can reinflate my ego after
Actually,
that.
yes.
Licensed professional counselors at BetterHelp specialize in anger, Trey,
Okay, yeah, that'll help me.
stress,
Ooh, got
anxiety,
That. Yeah.
Yep. Grief,
trauma, grief.
because you couldn't fix that.
Sorrow.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about like inferiority complexes when other men come and fix your things.
Right.
But I'm sure if you brought
talk
it
to
up to a counselor, they'd be able to help you.
Absolutely.
How could they not? They're professional therapists, licensed. They know these things.
And look, you can do this from the comfort of your own home, all without having to sit in one of those uncomfortable waiting rooms where you're staring at everyone and going like, "Hey, am I more messed up? Are they more messed up? Who's more messed up?" It creates more of an issue for yourself.
Absolutely. And you know what's kind of cool is since people are starting to feel a little bit more comfortable getting out and about,
Sure.
people are traveling more, you can do a BetterHelp counseling session while you're on the beach somewhere. You can do it. You don't have to be at home. You can do it from anywhere in the world.
I like
Just
that.
log on and do it.
And so many people are using BetterHelp that they are actually recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. So they're ready for you. If you want to be a part of this and you want to start living a happier life today, you'll get 10% off as a chatty daddy from your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/daddies. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/daddies.
So I know we're just this is the first time we've all been able to be in a room and talk about our July 4th vacations.
Yeah.
So it's my wife and I, right when the pandemic first started, immediately we had a vacation that got canceled that we had been looking forward to for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
We were going to go skiing, and it was like, boom, canceled. And then whenever the pandemic started, like my mother-in-law had a vacation canceled. My brother-in-law too, like had his like summer plans canceled. Everyone was having all these canceled plans, right? So last summer, my mother-in-law was like, I'm going to make plans for a family vacation in July 2021, just hoping we can do it.
Yeah.
You know, and so we've been looking forward to doing something for a whole year, which was pretty cool. It was like, okay, there's light at the end of the tunnel, hopefully. And then luckily, as vaccinations were more readily available and we could get out and about, we got to take this vacation. So we finally took this vacation, took my kids on their very first plane ride, very first like actual vacation ever. And it was great. I told you guys I was very worried about the public restrooms at airports because they're filthy.
Yeah.
And the airplane bathrooms because they're disgusting. And my son loves to just touch every part of the toilet seat when he's using it.
I pray before I travel to an airport or on a plane, and I pray, Lord, please don't make me have to poop.
I know.
Because I can't do it on the I won't be able to do it on the plane.
Generally domestic flights, unless you're going from like LA to New York or New York to LA, then you can hold it for
Totally.
Yeah.
the rest of the flight.
You know
But
what my son loved doing?
not children.
Pooping on an airplane.
No way.
I swear. We used it.
No, Nick.
On the way to, we went to Florida. So on the way to Florida and the way back, he said, hey, I got to go to the bathroom. Okay. So we went and I said, do you need to go number 1 or number 2? And he goes, I think both. So he did. And it didn't smell that bad. At least I don't think it did.
Yeah, but I mean,
his poopies are so tiny.
When they
He's 4.
flush, what happens? Because
Okay, that's another thing.
See, this is what I wanna know.
I was very worried about
Yeah,
because they're very loud in an airplane. Both of our flights, they weren't loud. Because my son he'll get scared at noises really easily. And so I thought that was going to be a traumatic experience, but it wasn't that loud. So it didn't bother him.
man, your son is so young and he's already pooped in a plane. I've never done it in my whole entire life.
And we were worried, like, okay, are they going to last? Are they going to behave on the plane? We loaded them up with lots of snacks, and they have these little Amazon tablets they could watch some movies on, and that was good. On the way back, we were flying during my daughter. She's 2.5. We were flying during her nap time, so we were a little worried. And she did have a 5-ish to 6 minute meltdown. So we were definitely the people on the plane. It was just like, sorry.
Sorry, guys.
I'm sorry, there's nothing we could do. And then eventually she calmed down, but for the most part, that was the worst thing that happened on the airplane.
I find as a parent now, I don't get upset anymore when there's a crying baby.
Yeah,
at all.
I mean, we've been there.
And
I know that the row in front behind that baby want that kid to stop, but the person on the airplane that wants that kid to stop the most are their parents.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They
so
don't need the
embarrassed.
stares. They don't
Yeah.
need people going like, ugh. And like the constant taking off the headphones and looking back.
Huffing
Stop
and
doing
puffing.
that crap.
There was a lady that was sitting next or behind us, and I couldn't tell what her reaction was. I knew the people in front of us were not giving us the stink eyes when my daughter was having a breakdown. And so when we were getting our baggage, I was like, hey guys, I'm so sorry about my daughter. And the lady was like, I slept through it. She said, I have 5 kids and they're all grown. I've been through everything. That was nothing.
Now, while we try our hardest when our kids are crying, and Trey, when you travel, you'll see this. We try our hardest. You don't want your kid to cry. It's going to happen, though. Eventually, they're going to have some sort of crying fit. The one thing we are definitely in charge of, and we need to make sure they don't do, is kicking that damn seat.
Yes.
That is the one thing I will not put up with, a kid behind me kicking my seat. And you're the parent sitting next to them and obviously interacting with them, and they're not telling them, like, hey, there's a gentleman sitting in front of you, and please stop kicking the seat. They just let them continuously do it. And I don't want to be the jerk that turns around and tells the kid, hey, stop kicking my seat.
Yeah.
I'm
Luckily,
waiting for the
there
parent to
wasn't-
do it. That's on us.
Too much kicking of the seat. One time we were my brother-in-law went on this trip too, so one of his kids was sitting in front of my son. So my son was kicking his cousin's seat. I didn't really care.
Yeah,
I
that's
wasn't
fine.
telling
It's
him
family.
stop.
It's fine.
It was when there was a stranger sitting in
It's
front
when
of
you
us.
don't
I was
know
like,
them.
Stop.
Yeah.
But okay, observation. Went to Florida. Went to a very family-friendly beach. We were in a beach house, and we were all staying there.
Yeah.
So there was tons of families there. Luckily, it wasn't super crowded. But I haven't been to a public beach in Florida in a very long time, so I was a little shocked.
Yeah.
We had a lot of thongs going on out there.
Sure.
Thongs are in, dude.
It was so in, and again, mostly families, and it was, the obviously
The moms wearing thongs, like with their kids,
no,
too?
it'd be like the
Okay.
22-year-old college student that's obviously there on a trip with her big family,
Oh.
and she thong in front of dad. That's weird. Thong in front of brothers.
This is
That's weird.
Listen.
This is old man talk right now.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
it's
it is.
not.
It's a little weird.
For
It's a
sure
little
it is.
weird.
For sure it is.
No, because if you're the dad and you're I'm assuming the dad paid for the whole trip,
100.
right? Or the mom and dad maybe. I'm not gonna pay for you to come out here and show your cheeks to everybody,
Right?
You know, wear a nice little butted in front of your dad at least, in front of me. I'm telling my Chloe. I don't want Chloe to show her little booty in front of me when she's 18, 16, 17, 20. I feel awkward. I know boys are going to be staring. It's going to make me hate those guys. It just feels weird to me.
I hope it's not insensitive. I never want to body shame or tell a woman what to do with her body. That's not the
No, that's not the point of
But
this.
is it okay for me to say, like, hey, time and place? Maybe there's an appropriate time to wear the thong at the beach. Just maybe not around brothers and dads.
Not to them, because then you become a Karen at the beach.
No, I'm not going to say it, but like just in general,
that's how you
just the
feel.
overall.
Oh, feeling that way
there's
fine.
There's time and places for things.
Because there was a video recently that came out of this lady going off on these girls that were wearing thongs at the beach.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's public property. You know that you're going to the beach. There's going to potentially be some thongs out there. So you just go risking that when you have kids. You know that's going to happen. And my son has seen it. And he asked, hey, that lady's wearing her underwear out here. And I said, no, son, that's a bathing suit. And he goes, oh. So their butts are out? And I said, yeah. And he goes, okay. So it's not that big of a deal to kids. It's just a butt.
Just be clear. I'd never told them to put their butt away. I was just abstractly thinking.
In your mind.
The
As a dad.
overall arching, I would never say anything to them, but just in general, should we as a society feel time? There's a time and place for everything.
Dad me says butted underwear.
Yeah.
But college me says, let's go.
But you're not there with your college friends,
right.
If you're there, if we were in Miami and it was spring break, maybe a little different.
Yeah.
But it's family summertime.
It was family.
Yeah, it was a family with their. Yeah, it's when they're.
What percentage of coverage do they need?
Probably down to their knees, not too much. Yeah.
Board
Nothing,
shorts and a
nothing too conservative.
board
I'm not
shorts
that
and a hoodie.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trash bag.
So you know what was going on over my vacation?
What?
I left my son with the grandparents for the first time and went to a hotel.
Nice.
Didn't bring my vitamins with me.
Oh no.
bummer.
I had my little. I have to get like 12 different bottles, open them up, divide them into my little pack. And Sunday,
It's a
Monday,
beatdown.
Tuesday. It's a beatdown. I forgot it at home, and then when I came home, I lost the habit of
Taking your vitamins?
Taking my vitamins. Didn't take them all week long.
You know what I did? I was gone for, I believe, 4 days. I grabbed 4 packets of my Care Of, put them in my bag.
Yeah, we've all been there just like Trey is, and we've all been like at the grocery store staring at an aisle of vitamins like, what am I going to take? Fish oil?
it was
Am I going to
easy.
take vitamin C?
Yeah.
So we want you to go to our friends at Care Of. You take a very short, quick survey. You tell them about what your goals are, what you want to accomplish health-wise, and they will give you recommendations of what vitamins take. And not only will they give you recommendations of what to take, they put them in pre-packaged little things. So
Daily packets.
Daily packets. They might say, hey, you need these 5 vitamins a day. Boom. They're all in a packet for you. They're so convenient. It's literally the best.
This is how specific they get, too, because they ask you questions about your diet. What are you eating? What's your lifestyle like? And any health concerns that you may have. They even ask you where you're living and stuff. So,
Yeah,
So they
absolutely.
get you the perfect type of vitamin for yourself. So you're not guessing anything.
It's time to start feeling better today. For 50% off your first order, go to takecareof.com and enter the code DADDIES50. That's 50% off your first order if you go to takecareof.com and enter the code DADDIES50.
Yeah, stop stressing about your vitamins. There you go. My vacation was half kids, half not kids.
Okay. That
So-
sounds like probably a good mix
Yeah.
of the two.
I have found now that my kids are getting older. I don't know if it's the way I was raised because my parents were gone so much because they were working all the time with the 2 or 3 jobs, that I feel extreme guilt when I leave them for more than 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like I'm missing something, or I feel like I'm messing their psyche up. And,
Sure.
they're
They're going to think daddy doesn't love them.
Yeah, so I tried to do something cool with them before we leave. We went to our friend's ranch.
I saw pictures of this, and it looked ridiculously fun.
It was awesome. So this was one of those places where you show up, and these people are pretty well off, and they have motorbikes. They have off-road vehicles. They have a shooting range. You can go shoot.
Whoa.
They have wildlife. You can go look. I mean, it's a really cool ranch. And we took our kids. They invited other families, so it wasn't us. It was like a few families out there.
Fun.
So there was a bunch of kids, so the kids could play with each other. But I had a very proud dad moment.
Yeah.
So, and it wasn't even my son that had to tell me this. This was the mom of a little girl that was on the trip or on this trip with us.
How old is that little girl?
Kaysen is 9.
Okay.
This girl is 9 as well.
Okay.
This is a family we have known. I mean, we've known them for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're friends of ours. And so the kids have known each other since birth. But we moved away from that area, and we don't see them as often. But she came up to me, and she goes, my daughter just came up to me very embarrassed. And I'm like, oh, no. And I'm thinking,
Kaysen whipped it out.
my dude did something stupid, you know? I'm thinking, oh, no. I don't know why I automatically went, because she's talking to me. It must have been my son. So I said, what is it my son? And she goes, yes. And I was like, oh, no. Oh, no. I am so sorry. I started apologizing, and she goes, no, don't.
What
don't
name
feel
did
sorry.
he call her?
Yeah, you know, like, when you're 9, you get awkward around girls. You don't know what to say. And it was one of those instances. So apparently Kaysen was chilling by the pool looking all ripped or something. I don't even know why this happened.
Looking ripped.
Yeah, because
He's got good genes.
explain why this happened, because he was playing with the girl and his sister and the other girl's sister. So they're playing in the pool, and all of a sudden Kaysen and the little girl break off to the side, and they're playing. And I don't know where the conversation happened, but the mom says, so my daughter and Kaysen apparently were having a conversation, and she, for some reason, said, we could be boyfriend and girlfriend if you want, to Kaysen.
Nice.
And
Okay.
I went from, I'm sorry, to, oh,
Okay.
okay. My man's is getting ladies to come to him.
Yeah, sure. She's definitely a woman of 2021.
Yeah,
she's going to take the lead in this.
She's going after what she wants.
Yeah.
Now, Kaysen did not respond the way I thought he would, because
Oh, no.
I know for a fact Kaysen has a little crush on this girl.
Sure.
You know, I know for a fact. I've seen him. I see how he acts around her. I know he has a little crush on her. Kaysen goes, oh, I can't. I have a girlfriend.
Oh.
Wait, was that news to you?
Absolutely, Nick. I didn't know Kaysen has a girlfriend. I feel like we're buddies. We're best friends. I thought he would tell me if he had a girlfriend. So I'm like, what? And she looks at me. She goes, does he not have a girlfriend? I was like, not that I know of. I don't think he has a girlfriend. I was like, let me go get the intel. It becomes like this sort of soap opera when you're a parent and they get this whole.
It is. It kind of is.
That's
this is like a
exciting.
good Netflix drama.
And listen, you got to go figure out how to talk to these kids, dude. You can't go in hot and just, hey, what the blank, bro?
Sure.
Like, what you doing, man? You're hurting feelings out here. You're breaking hearts. Like, you got to let them down easy. I haven't taught them how to let
with your kid.
Yeah, I haven't even taught them how to let girls down easy, because we haven't gotten to that point of life. And so I walked over to Case and I was like, what's going on, man? You having fun? He goes, yeah. Like, nothing's happening. Like, he's not acting, no suspicion, nothing.
Playing it cool.
I was like, so how's the girl situation? The hell am I saying?
Yeah.
Like, how's the girl situation?
Isn't it funny how quickly you become a dad?
And
Like, you
idiot.
don't know how to talk to a kid.
Again, we go back to that Progressive commercial. Don't become your damn dad. I
Right.
did right there.
Boom.
That's the most dad thing I could have said. And I could tell his little alarm was raised. And he goes, what? I said, how's the girl situation? It was, what girl situation? He goes, here? I said, I don't know, anywhere, man. What's going on with the girls?
Yeah, Case, and they trying to holla?
Because I don't know how to get in. Like, do you have a girlfriend or not?
Sure.
Like, how do I ask him? Like, you know? And so and he's just staring at me like I'm an idiot. And I'm like, oh, man, I'm supposed to stare at him like he's the idiot. I'm the dad.
Yeah.
And so I looked at him. I'm like, you know, I was just wondering, we haven't talked in a while. Is there like a lady in your life?
These questions
A
get way
lady-
more
The
awkward.
worst.
Yeah.
And this is verbatim, guys. I'm
you-
sorry.
Are you courting anyone?
Yeah, I'm such an idiot. And he goes, is there a girl in my life? Like what? Like a girlfriend? Thank you, Kaysen. Finally, you gave me something to chew on. I said, oh, man, if you want to talk about that, yeah, we can talk about girlfriends. You have a girlfriend right now? And he goes, no, I just still kind of have a crush on, he says this girl's name, who's the daughter of another friend of ours that lives closer to us. So this is a girl he
different girl.
sees all the time. And I said, oh, but she's not your girlfriend. And he goes, why are you asking me this? And I said, I'm just, I'm your dad. I just want to be. And he goes, wait, did so-and-so tell you something? And I go, I haven't even talked to
I don't know
her.
what you're
She's
talking
here? I was like, she's here? And he goes, I saw you talking to her mom. I'm like, damn, you're getting way too smart. now.
How did you figure this out?
I was like, all right. So I fessed up. I was like, she told me. She told me that she said that to you. And so why'd you tell her you have a girlfriend? And he goes, because you told me that if I like a girl that I need to not have multiple girlfriends, and this is the girl that I want to be my girlfriend. And I was just trying to be a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
So the chick,
The girl.
the young lady whom Kaysen is speaking about and talking to originally, that asked him to be her boyfriend.
The boyfriend girlfriend thing. Yeah.
That girl, Kaysen doesn't want to be with her.
No.
There's
But he does have a
another
crush
girl.
on her. He admitted he has a crush on her. But
He likes
says
her, just he likes another girl.
he likes
more.
this girl more,
Okay.
and he feels like he wanted to pursue that or something.
He's in it for the right reasons, JC.
And so I asked him, I was like, well, does she like you back? And he goes, no.
Oh.
And I'm like, well, listen, man, let me teach you about something here. When a girl doesn't like you back and she doesn't show interest, you got to leave that.
He's going to win her over.
Yeah, yeah. I said, if have you asked her to be your girlfriend before? And he goes, yes. I said, oh, wow.
Hey,
Persistent.
And I said, what'd she say? And he goes, she basically said no. And I said, okay, so I said, you know what you got to do now, right? And he goes, I just got to keep trying. And I said, no, no. You gotta let it go, man. You gotta let these girls. If a girl tells you that she's not into you, you gotta let go. And
gotta believe
and so you gotta open yourself for other friendships and let yourself, dive into that. And I walked away from that conversation going like, did I just give him the worst advice of all time? Like tell him not to go after something he wants, or is that the right thing to do with girls?
I don't know. I mean,
Because some girls say like, sometimes they come around and like a guy,
yeah.
but also he's 9.
Well, okay, so he is 9. So I think I'm speaking about guys older than Kaysen. If you're in college or post-college,
Right.
and the girl says no, there gets to be a point where the persistence is creepy, and you don't want to cross that line.
Right.
But, if she says no, maybe you give it a rest and then, maybe try one more time.
but yeah, one more time isn't bad. But we live in a whole new world where
Yeah.
it's no longer play hard to get the guys like the chase. That's not what we're doing
Yeah.
anymore. Like it's no means no, which it always
Exactly.
has. It
That's what I'm
always
going to teach
has.
him, right?
No means no, but it's a not a game anymore. It's women know what they want. If they're into you, I think we're starting to figure out, hey, the guy doesn't need to chase the girl doesn't need to chase the dude. You say no, you say yes. Yeah,
we got to teach our boys from a young age to respect girls, and I'm just trying to figure that out because now he's starting to get into liking girls, and he's starting to their little boyfriend girlfriend conversations are popping up. So I'm trying to teach him when the right time is, and so I don't want him to be pushy with girls, but I also at the same time you still be friends. I still want you to be kind to her. I still want you to interact with her. We see them all the time, and so I don't want him to just ignore her completely and then make her feel like she's a piece of trash or like she's not worthy of being around the group of friends or whatever. So it's like this little, like Kinsey. Kinsey said no to me when I hit on her in college, and I didn't pursue it again. She came after me
right.
Hey, now.
afterwards.
There's a quote that I'd like to read you from Theo Vaughn's Instagram, comedian
we
Theo
love
Vaughn.
I
Theo
love
Vaughn.
Theo. We should have him on the podcast.
One of the
we
funniest
could not-
people in the world.
Not a father, but yes, greatness.
He's a daddy of someone.
Yeah,
Someone's
somewhere
daddy.
out there.
It says, ask her out, no matter who she is, whether she's a job, a new city, an actual person, whether she's an opportunity or fear, whatever she is, man, ask her out. And that's what Kaysen did. Kaysen went and asked the girl he liked out at a very young age. I was not that bold. I hope my son doesn't have my reservations that I used to have. How do you think you got Kaysen to be confident?
Honestly, that's the thing I struggle with Kaysen the most is he's not.
Oh, really?
He's not a very
Oh,
confident
so-
kid.
That makes me feel so good because I have never met anybody with more confidence than you, JC.
Right.
And it doesn't transfer. Even though he's watching your every move, it still sometimes doesn't transfer.
And you know why it's not really scaring me too much? It's because I was that way as a kid as well. I wasn't very confident. I always felt less than. And there's things that happen in your childhood, but there was a time, and sports helps with this. That's why I think kids should be put in sports no
What if
matter
they're not
what.
good at sports?
It doesn't matter. There's something that they're going to be decent at.
Yeah.
Or it's-
And there's also something they're going to be getting
Yeah.
from sports, just
And-
from camaraderie and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
And so when you start, that's where I started gaining confidence is because of sports. But I wasn't a confident kid. I was in high school, dude. I might have been. I was decent. I was good at sports. I I think people knew who I was, but I was still such a wuss when it came to girls.
Sure.
I was the biggest wuss. If you didn't come talk to me as a girl, I was not going to ask you out.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're just like, thank God Kinsey came and talked to me. 'Cause
big time, dude.
Now I don't have to do it anymore, right?
And when it happened in college, when I finally got the balls to go talk to the pretty girl that I had my eye on for a while, and she shot me down, I'm like, dude, I am going to be single forever. There's no way anyone's going to want to be with me. I'm a piece of crap.
Right.
I don't have money. I don't have any. So I was really down on myself. So I don't know, man. I think it's just one of those things that comes with time. I tell him all the time he's going to be a great person.
Yeah.
I tell him all the time that he is talented. I tell him all the time that he is going to be better than I ever was at anything he ever tries. And so I just try to feed that into his brain. And I said, but the only way you're going to achieve any of those things is if you try. That's the only way. You just got to try to be a good person. Try to be nice to anyone. See something, go get it. And I think he took that with this girl in this. I think he takes that with us a lot of the times when he wants to try something. He'll go get it himself now instead of asking, "Hey, Dad, will you do this for me?" No, he'll go try to do it himself. So you just gotta uplift your kids a lot.
Yeah, but trying's so hard.
It is hard. It's
so
tough.
hard to try. I'm tired.
I know.
I don't want to try.
Trying's hard. It really is.
I was kind of getting sort of into that area in general, just about like facing fears and stuff like that. My son was a little nervous about flying on an airplane when we went on our vacation. And so he was really excited about it. But then when the plane ride would come up, talking about it, he'd be like, ooh, I don't know, I'm kind of scared. And I'd be like, hey, you're going to do this. It's going to be fun. You just got to face your fears.
Yeah.
And he ended up loving it and having a great time.
Confidence a lot of the times with being happy is a state of mind that you can trick your brain into being.
I'd like to meet those people.
No, you really can, man. I notice it with kids when you tell them like, hey, you got to go out there, and they're not better than the other kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know for a fact, you've seen them. But if you tell them, I'm like, hey, you got to go out there and you got to act. You got to think in your head that you are better.
Yeah,
that you're going to win.
If you think you're not going to make the free throw,
you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it.
If you think you're going to, hey, you still might miss, but
now you go. Confidence.
You got some confidence.
Confidence is so mental. It is so mental that you can trick yourself into being like, you know what, I'm going to be better.
Guys, something that I struggled with a lot. I really felt a little inferior in school because it didn't click for me.
What?
Math, reading, it just didn't click. School in general, learning didn't click. I'm a terrible test taker. And of course, all my friends are the smartest kids in the grade. And here I am barely making it in the classes that they are like, going to end up one day going to get like a PhD in.
Wasn't it the worst when you would go look at the grades and you see all your buddies, especially the kid that you dislike the most, getting just all the best grades? You're like, oh.
Some kids have to do that, and that's not a bad thing. It's something that you should actually run towards and soak up the resources or soak up the opportunities if you can. And that's why we suggest to you Hooked on Phonics.
Hooked on Phonics is awesome, man. They've been around for nearly 35 years, by the way. So Hooked on Phonics has helped people like us, and now they can help your children as well. And by the way, they have apps.
I know they've really updated because when I was a kid, it wasn't an app; it was all paper based and stuff like that. So now it's totally,
you have
for
unlimited
2021.
Yeah,
you got an app, do it online. It's great.
You get unlimited access to their powerful reading app, along with workbooks that give your child essential hands-on practice. It'll reinforce the skills that they're building in the app as well, which is really cool.
They did send me and my kids a little care package. And one of our favorite things, I'm doing these with my daughter, she's 2.5, and my son, just little flashcards. And it'll just have like apple, or it'll have the word apple, or have a picture of an apple. You can learn how to spell just through flashcards, or just seeing a word written, mom or whatever it is. Word recognition.
Yeah.
And so that's been kind of a fun game more than learning. They're learning through the games through Hooked on Phonics.
They call them sight words, right? These are the sight words that upon sight, you know what it is. You don't even have to really read it, and it helps, and it'll teach your kids to get going a lot faster.
So if you want to give your child the confidence that reading brings with Hooked on Phonics, visit hookedonphonics.com/daddies and receive your first month for just $1. That's Hooked on PHONICS.com/daddies to get your first month of Hooked on Phonics for just $1. hookedonphonics.com/daddies. And if it sounded like I was reading that, it's because I'm able to read because of Hooked on Phonics.
Hooked on Phonics worked for me.
So did anybody have a scary situation over the break? Because I sure did.
You did?
There was one moment on our trip that I was legitimately scared for like 20 seconds.
Okay.
Like death?
Injury. Scared of
Okay,
injury.
yeah.
I knew,
All right.
I knew by what was happening, death was not going to happen, but I knew a serious injury could have happened.
What happened?
So we're in this little like group of homes by this beach, right? And you could rent golf carts and just drive the golf carts to and from the beach. And so we are coming back from the beach. It's my brother-in-law and his son are in the front seat of this golf cart. And I'm in the back seat. My son is also in the front seat too. So I'm the only one in the back seat, right? So we're going down the road, and then out of nowhere, my nephew just slams on the pedal of the golf cart.
Oh no.
And his dad was was trying to make him stop and stuff, but his foot was pressed on that golf cart pedal as fast as it could go. It was flying. And kind of lost control a little bit. We went into some gravel, some rocks on the side, and we started skidding, ran right into a post, like a fence post.
Oh, geez.
Boom. And we hit, and it was going probably 15 miles an hour is the max speed it went. And the kids aren't wearing seatbelts.
Right.
And they're sitting in the front seat.
Yeah.
Luckily, there was plexiglass on the windshield of it. So my kid, 4.5 years old, just goes flying.
Yep.
Slams right into the plexiglass. It was loud. It was all the noises were scary sounding, and I'm in the backseat, so I can't really tell what's happening.
Did you get like his face slams up against it, and then
His face slammed
you get
right
the
into
squeaky,
it. I
you get the
think.
squeaky.
And this is
cartoons.
Yeah.
this all happens in like 2 seconds. Like it just it just happened, and I don't even know what's going on really. And so like I get out the kids are crying because everyone's slammed into plexiglass. I'm grabbing my kid. He's upset. So I'm looking at his nose. Did he break his nose? I don't see any blood. Does he have his teeth? Did he break his arm or is his cheeks okay? And so I'm looking at him, making sure he's fine. No knots on the head or anything. He was good. Everything's fine, shaken up. But it was just like that, like 2.5 seconds. It was like scary.
Golf carts are one of the, when you move to the suburbs, you start noticing all these people with their golf carts.
I want one so
cool.
bad.
I wanted one so bad too, Nick. And so I started looking into it. I found this guy that was selling one for pretty cheap. Mm-hmm. And so I was about to call and ask about it. And I was like, you know what? Let me do some research though, because they scare me.
Yeah.
There's something, because I see teenagers driving in the neighborhood with their golf carts and stuff. So it's kids. Mm-hmm. There's no driver's license needed for a golf cart because they're not street legal. They stay in the neighborhood. So I went on and I found that there's a lot of ER doctors that are not very thrilled with parents of little kids having golf carts because a lot of accidents have happened. And then sure enough, when I brought it up to my wife, Kinsey, one of her friends, it's a friend of a friend, but one of her friends in San Diego, their daughter, friend of a friend, fell off a golf cart. And this was a happy-go-lucky, athletic 8-year-old girl that fell off a golf cart and is now in a vegetative state.
Oh, no. Just hit her head?
Hit her head. She was in a coma for a while, and there was not much brain function. There's a little bit. She came back to it, but she's not the same person she was before. She's special needs now. Mm-hmm. She's not ever going to regain her mental capacity that she had.
Man.
So this is one of those things, if you're thinking about getting a golf cart, maybe wait till your kids are of high school age.
Yeah.
Because we had a scary situation recently with our kids where Kinsey took the kids out to her friend's house. They had a golf cart.
Oh, boy.
And the kids love to play in the golf cart. So Kaysen and Chloe, Kaysen's in the back, Chloe's in the front, and this little boy who's about 3 years old is in the front, like pretending he's driving. He's pretending he's driving. Little man realized how to unlock it and hit the gas, and none of the kids knew this was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And he hits the gas. Kaysen went flying off the golf cart. Another kid that was in the back fell off the golf cart. He hit his elbow pretty bad. Kaysen luckily landed on his feet. Chloe's still in the golf cart, and then the kid crashed it into the garage.
Jeez.
And luckily, thank goodness, nobody was hurt.
Yeah.
But they asked, the mom came over, yells at the kid, of course, "Why'd you do that?" And he just responded with, "I thought it'd be funny."
Yeah, they don't
because they don't know they're little. They shouldn't be on these things. And as parents, we don't think, oh, it's just a golf cart. It's not going to hurt anybody. But that's one of those PSAs. I think all of us, especially you parents like Trey, people moving into the suburbs, you don't think about these things ever happening.
You think it's just a fun little toy, Just one wrong move.
Yeah, it just takes 1 second, one push of that gas pedal, one brake, and your life could literally change. Sorry to the golf cart salespeople.
Yeah.
When you are the first responder at that point, were you like, oh my gosh, what happened? Because you were kind of a part of the crash. You didn't take the brunt of it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't go flying or anything.
Right.
But
Were you calm and collected, or was this the time where you were like, oh boy, this could be a big one. I gotta hurry.
I was calm. I wasn't like loud screaming.
Yeah.
I wasn't like slapping his face. What's going on?
It's like surreal almost.
Yeah, I mean, I acted pretty. I was pretty proud of how quickly I reacted.
Yeah.
I reacted, got him up, checked him out, and he was fine. I feel like I handled it well.
Yeah. Because one of the things, I'm not a calm person. So I think that being a father has changed my mental state. I am now trying to be a calm person. I go, well, if I am calm, the person around me will learn to be calm. Person around me being baby.
Totally.
Your kids react to you. Yeah.
Which can then transfer over into the people around me at work. If I stay calm, then the
Hopefully everyone
situation
else
will
does.
stay calm.
We have instincts, I think, as humans.
Right.
That keep us calm in these situations.
Yeah. And I have lacked those for 31 years of my life.
Yeah, but you weren't a dad.
Right,
Now
exactly.
you are.
And so I think next time we should talk about how being a dad has changed us.
Okay.
I love it.
We could start the episode off next week talking about how being a dad has changed, because there's a couple of ways. I mean, other than the traditional ones, like you don't get to have sex as much anymore.
Yeah.
There's a couple of other things that I've thought about, like, boy, I've really changed.
It's good.
Yeah.
I have a couple examples of where I responded in a good way, like Nick did, and I have a couple where I
Didn't.
did not respond in a good way at all.
And I would love to hear from the people listening to this podcast right now, because I know there's a lot of parents that are listening, and we want them to participate in this podcast also. So all of the ways to contact our show, tell us. All of the ways to contact our show are in the description of this podcast right now. So tell us how parenting has changed you, and maybe we'll read it next week.
Oh, that would be great. That would be great. Well, next week I think we could be a little more organized.
No, I don't.
You just want to be
We're chatty daddies, bro. We're
shooting from the hip,
Yeah,
baby. Here
wing
we
it.
go.
Chatting.
All right.
Yeah, we're dads. We're cheesy. We got the finger pistols. Pew, 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 from the hip.
Oh, boy. Well, then we'll just go wheels off again next week. Hopefully, we can make something enjoyable if we have any listeners left.
Maybe.
All right. Well,
If we go wheels off, we're not going to move anywhere, though. It's going to be stuck right there.
you don't want to think too hard about it.
Hopefully they're not golf cart wheels.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. All right. So go ahead and follow us on Instagram at The Chatty Daddies. You can also leave us that message about how being a father or being a parent has changed you. There's a number in the description below if you want to have your voice heard on this little thing we're doing. Or just drop us a line on that Instagram.
And if you're wondering, how do you guys not know your own phone number? Look, I don't know anybody's phone number.
It's a Google Voice number because none of us are going to put our number out
Google
there.
Voice number.
That's why.
All right.
We'll catch you next week.
Oh,